Hi, Alyssa. This is Lisa again, looking at your drawings. This is coming along pretty nicely. If I go through and I check things, okay, if I offset this 36 inches, your hatch is drawn exactly correctly. I'm going to erase that now. And if I measure down here, okay, this is 2'10". Okay, I'm going to go back and look at the stair section here for a minute. Okay, so if I'm going to look here at our rails, it tells you it's 2.5 inch, the newel post is 3'6", and that this is 8 inches off the ground at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to go back here and measure this one. Okay, so really it checks out pretty closely to what it's supposed to. Things seem to be on the right layers. Line types are correct. So let's talk about finessing this thing a little bit. Okay, so one thing that we typically do on an elevation like this is we will typically draw lines showing the door swings on doors, just like we do on cabinet doors. Okay, so to midpoint and there. Whoops, what happened here? Everything's snapping weird. Okay, and then we're going to grab this one and we're going to put it to there. And then we're going to match properties. Here's that. To here. Ta-da! Okay, so that looks nice. The other thing I would do with this, you can take a look at the comments I made for Tina about some things about codes and stairs. The other thing that I'm going to come to, before I forget, both here and at the bottom, these have rounded edges. So the way to do that is to fillet them, or specify fillet radius. Let's specify 1/2 inch radius. And that gets your nice rounded edge. You don't ever really leave hard square edges on things because they poke people and hurt people. You try to round most edges. Anyway, getting back to kind of code considerations on stairs, you can look at the video I made for Tina about, this distance needs to be at least 2'10" from the top of this rail to the floor. The other thing that we need to remember about codes is that this distance, whoops, here, if I go from the end of the step perpendicular to that, should be less than 4 inches. And so I run into a lot of things where I'm drawing an existing house and it's 5.5 inches like that is, and the distance from this to this is 6 inches. That follows the old code. The newest code makes that distance 4 inches. I guess some kids have smaller than 6-inch heads. But that's the principle. You did exactly what you were told to do. That's just something you might want to think about if you really want to play with it. And it would just be a matter of offsetting this line a couple inches down, offsetting this one, whatever, just to get that, and then extending all those lines. Okay, so now let's look at the wall section. As Tina mentioned, you're missing a couple of blocks right here. There would be a double header at the top of that wall. And let me close the layer box here. Where's my pen? Oops. Okay, fine. I've lost my pan hand. Okay, so now if I look here, this is drawn the way it was on the drawing. So that's okay. But you do, and once again, this is drawn the way it is on the drawing. And I'm not counting points off, but if you're going to use this in your portfolio, you really need to offset these 1/2 inch for the drywall on the inside of the wall. Okay, and that goes for them all the way down. Okay, it'll just look better. Okay, the other thing, don't forget to turn the radius on fillet back to 0. Okay, so once we get that done, if I look out here, these are still in the section AH layer. You know, that's fine in a way. They are technically cut through in sections, so that is technically correct. However, this goes back to that issue that we were discussing with the elevations regarding when you start printing things, lines that are tight together start to really get muddy. And so you might want to move those, as Tina did, to, let's see here, where's the layer? There is a section pattern layer. That might be a good one for it. What I would suggest is wait until it prints and then make that decision. If it prints way too heavy, if it's really muddy right there, go ahead and flip it to a lighter layer. Okay, so the other thing down here at the bottom, okay, like I said to Tina, trim this out right here, this line, and put in a lighter line there. I like the fact that this line is nice and dark. That's very nice. However, normally we wouldn't leave this line in. Now, Tina suggested just erasing it. That's one tack to take. What I would do instead is I would change that thing to a non-printing layer. Eek. Okay. Do we have any non-printing layers in this set? I don't remember. Plotting, plotting, plotting. Okay, let's make this window bigger so I can see. I would just, aha, here we go, def points. Okay, so let's move that line to the def points layer. Click. Where is def points? Hello, there it is. Okay, so if we move that line to the def points layer, what that does is it's still there, okay, so it's still defining our hatch. If we need to stretch this hatch over a little bit, okay, if I stretch it, it should all stretch. Some of it stretched, some of it didn't. But putting it on the def points layer makes it go away, but it's still there for us to use as a boundary. Also, these need to be on this white layer right here. Okay. I think that's about it for you. Let me turn this off. Overall, good job. Looks like it's coming along quite nicely. And keep up the good work. Thank you.